Welcome to Lazy Money Club, the place where every day we figure out how to make passive income without all the hassle. If you haven't already, subscribe now and hit the bell so you won't miss any tips that can transform your approach to making money. Today, we're diving into Atomic Habits by James Clear, which shows why motivation alone won't get you there and how tiny daily actions can add up to financial freedom. Have you ever felt that frustration in your chest when you promise yourself that today is the day of your big change? You set new goals, make to-do lists, get excited about a radical transformation, and then after a few days, everything goes back to square one. Self-help books tell you that you need more motivation or more discipline, but still nothing sticks. For James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, the real problem isn't you, it's your system. Imagine you have a car with a fantastic engine, powerful, efficient, designed to drive hundreds of miles without a problem. Yet every morning starting it becomes a nightmare because the alternator is broken, the battery won't hold a charge, and the spark plug is dirty. The engine isn't bad, the system that keeps it running is defective. Personal change works the same way. We focus on motivation, but ignore the system that actually makes it work. Atomic Habits isn't just another self-help book asking you to change your mindset. It's a science-based manual that teaches you how to redesign the gears of your system so that motivation depends on your environment and clear steps, not on willpower. James Clear published Atomic Habits in 2018, but its foundations are backed by decades of research in psychology and neuroscience and by habit studies. He also lived it himself. After a serious brain injury in college, he couldn't move without help and had to relearn everything from walking to thinking clearly. That experience taught him that tiny daily improvements, those seemingly insignificant tweaks, can compound over time until you become a completely different person. His central idea is simple and profound. If you get 1% better every day, by the end of the year, you'll be more than 37 times better. It sounds crazy. How could an almost imperceptible change make a difference? Yet by practicing that 1% improvement, your life transforms in a way you won't recognize 12 months later. To illustrate, if you read 2 pages each day, in 1 year you'll have finished a nearly 500-page book and built a reading habit. That's the key. It's not about grand plans or heroic challenges. It's about a system of so small effort actions that, repeated consistently, lead to radical change. Clear's powerful insight is that habits are not goals, they are processes. Goals tell you where to go, processes tell you how to get there. If your goal is to run a marathon, that alone doesn't tell you how to train, how often or what diet to follow. But if you adopt the process of running 3 times a week or putting on your running shoes every morning before checking your phone, those small daily steps will inevitably get you to the finish line. Those steps become part of your identity. It's not enough to want to be a runner. You need to see yourself as a runner, so you go out without thinking. When your identity and your habits align, willpower stops being a deciding factor. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. Skip a workout, and you vote for someone who skips workouts. Read a chapter before bed, and you vote for a person who learns and grows every day. Over time, your votes build your identity and your life story. In the book, Clear explained that every habit, good or bad, follows a 4-step cycle: cue, craving, response, and reward. A cue is a trigger that starts the chain. It could be seeing your sneakers by the door, a notification sound, or the smell of fresh coffee. The cue sparks a craving, the desire to change an internal state. The response is the action itself. The reward is the benefit you get, whether it's the feeling of completing your workout, the satisfaction of checking a message, or the boost from caffeine. That reward reinforces a cycle and makes the habit more likely to repeat. Knowing this cycle lets you redesign habits deliberately to build a positive habit. Make the cues obvious. Want to read more? Leave your book face up on your nightstand. Want to run? Place your sneakers by the door. To break a bad habit, hide or remove the cue. Want to stop snacking on candy? Keep it out of sight. Want to quit wasting time on social media? Uninstall the app or set a strong password. Clear takes it further with his 4 laws of behavior change. First, make it obvious. List habits you'd like and choose one. Then set a clear cue. Second, make it attractive. Pair a habit with something you enjoy, like listening to your favorite song during your workout, so you look forward to it. Third, make it easy. Lower the friction. If you want to journal, write just 1 sentence. If you're learning a language, study 5 words a day. Fourth, make it satisfying. Track your streaks. Marking days on a calendar feels rewarding and keeps you going. To break a habit, invert these laws. Make it invisible, unattractive, hard, and unsatisfying. Clear uses metaphors that stick. The ice cube that seems unchanged from 0 to 31 degrees Fahrenheit, but melts in an instant at 32. The sculptor who chips away until the rock finally breaks. Change isn't magic. It's the tipping point of constant effort. You might recognize The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. That book focuses more on the science and stories behind habits, especially in big organizations. Mindset by Carol Dweck dives into fixed versus growth mindsets, which complements Clear's focus on identity. Deep Work by Cal Newport shows how to create environments for focused work. You can apply Clear's 4 laws to build distraction-free blocks. Habits aren't a cure-all. Clear's approach focuses on the individual and can overlook social and economic constraints or emotional challenges. If you struggle with severe depression, you may need professional help. If it's unsafe to run where you live, putting shoes by the door won't get you out. Some habits simply require more preparation and resources. Still, as a starting point for redesigning your routine and environment, Atomic Habits offers clear, accessible guidance. Why read Atomic Habits? First, it gives you an evidence-based roadmap for change with no wild promises. Second, you learn to see habits as identity builders, not chores. Third, you stop relying on monumental motivation and build systems that work for you. If you apply even 1 tip today, you're already a step closer to the person you want to be. There's no need to wait for Monday. Start now with a tiny action. In a year, your life will look very different. That's our deep dive into Atomic Habits and how tiny changes can spark huge results in life and finances. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Lazy Money Club and give us a thumbs up so more people can discover these productivity and passive income secrets. Let me know in the comments which book you'd like us to cover next, The Power of Habit, Mindset, or something else you have in mind. See you in the next episode.